Are you a 100% PNT veteran and wondering what your full benefits are? Well, if you stick around, I'll get through my favorite top 10 disability benefits that are awarded to 100% permanent and total veterans. Let's get it. Straight into it. Number 1, the pay. We are not out here filing VA disability claims to end up with nothing in our pockets, okay? There is a goal in mind, and that is the 100% PNT, the holy grail of VA ratings, and that comes with a sweet monthly paycheck of $37.37 and some change as a single veteran. That does not include any dependents that you have or any special monthly compensation rates. Those can be talked about in a later video. But, like I said before, the pay is a huge benefit. It almost doubles from 90% to 100%. Next on the list is if y'all have been going to school for college and you've been out of the military quite some time and you haven't had a rating but you've been paying for college out of pocket, well, guess what? All about the money, right? Mo money, mo problems. Well, that college can be forgiven. As a 100% disabled veteran, I'll leave the link down below for the student loan forgiveness for 100% PNT veterans. And yes, you must be permanent and total when you apply for this benefit. So any college you have taken out before you got your rating of 100% permanent and total can be forgiven. You have a one-time student loan forgiveness. I say again, one-time student loan forgiveness. So keep that in mind before you go applying for this benefit and get those loans discharged. Make sure you are done with your schooling or done with whatever it is you're working on, whether that's a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, some sort of PhD. Be cognizant of what you are doing. Remember, you didn't get to 100% off of a whim. It takes time, it takes strategy, so use those and plan ahead before you file for your student loan forgiveness. Next thing on the list isn't going to be so much of a VBA benefit, which is the Veterans Benefit Administration. It's going to bring us to the VHA benefit side of the house, which is our Veterans Health Administration. And that is going to be that you can get your dental care covered as a 100% veteran. Yes, I said it, dental care. Most veterans can be seen for whatever issues they're having. However, dental is one of those that tends to blur the line. The only two groups of veterans that are really able to get dental coverage is those with a service-connected disability relating to dental or dental work, and then 100% PNT veterans. Unless you were a prisoner of war or some other stipulations that the VA has set on their website, those are more than likely the two groups of veterans that are getting dental care. Those who are rated with a service-connected disability of dental, or those who are 100% don't have to have anything service-connected and are now PNT and can get dental work done. Next on the list is a sweet Department of Defense ID that grants you installation access to military bases. As long as you have your card with you, you could present it as if you were still on active duty. You flash your DOD ID, it's going to say your name, it's going to have your rank, and it's going to have an expiration date up at the top that says indef. We all know what that means, indefinite. And it's going to say 100% disabled American veteran. With that being said, this DOD ID serves as another form of government-issued ID. Yes, it is a real thing. Yes, once you get your rating, you will have to schedule an appointment on a military installation at the local DEERS office. If you're married, take your family with you. Your spouse is entitled to an ID, as well as your kids if they are a certain age and up. However, for my kids, they don't need one yet. But go get yourself a DOD ID and go get your spouse a DOD ID. It makes it real easy when you guys are trying to get on base and get those tax-free discounts on all those sweet TVs they got, all those nice jewelry sets they got. Heck, they even sell firearms and all kinds of other stuff on post. Go get it tax-free. Stop going to the local Walmart. And while we're on the topic of money, let's go ahead and talk about these full property tax exemptions. But your mileage may vary because it depends greatly on the state which you reside and where your dwelling is at. Okay? For states such as Texas and Virginia, I think Florida has something going on with it too, but I don't live there, so I don't concern myself with it. You may be entitled to a 100% property tax exemption on your primary dwelling. That is a huge benefit, meaning if you're someone who has your home paid off, well, guess what? You're not paying every month that you would still have to pay with a paid off home. Property tax. It is virtually totally free. Not a dime is coming out of your pocket. I know states like Texas will give you a 100% property tax exemption at PNT status, no matter what amount of land your home is on. Other states, such as Virginia, will give you a property tax exemption on your main dwelling, which is your house you're living in, along with up to 1 acre of land. And then if you own any other land besides that single acre, you're going to have to pay property tax on it. But usually it's pretty cheap, speaking from personal experience. If y'all are 100% PNT and haven't taken the time to go to your local tax assessor's office and get this paperwork sorted out, you must do so. It is like adding more money on top of your VA disability compensation, because now you're getting your $37.37 a month plus whatever you were paying in property taxes, which can be kind of high depending on the state. Let's just call it $400 or $500 a month. Well, go ahead and add that $400 or $500 a month back into your bank account. It's a pretty good deal. Don't be lazy, don't sit around, and don't wait on filing the paperwork for that. You need to do this immediately. Also, with the property tax exemptions, some states are going to require that you fill it out every single year, usually before tax time. And then other states will require you to fill it out just one time and fire and forget, walk away from the thing. And you're going to have to check up on your own state's benefits to determine if this will apply to you. And if it doesn't apply to you, move to somewhere else that it will apply. That's all I'm going to say about that. Next on the list is going to be the Chapter 35 benefit, which is the Dependents Education Assistance Program. And what this is basically going to do is give your kids and your spouse free college. Yeah, it gets pretty into the weeds about how many hours they get, blah, blah, blah. All you really need to know is it's going to pay for a bachelor's degree and or a master's degree. And it's going to give them some sort of monthly stipend along with attending college. With that being said, when you're using your Chapter 35 benefits for your family, you might want to look into what your state provides, because Chapter 35 is a federal benefit. Then other states, for example, again, Texas, offers this thing called the Hazelwood Act. Well, your kids in Texas, if you're 100% PNT, are not only going to be able to go to college via the Texas Hazelwood Act, and I think they're going to give them like 36 months, whatever the amount is, to get a bachelor's degree. So they're going to be able to go to college on the Hazelwood Act, which is a state benefit, in addition to collecting the federal benefit, which is going to be their monthly stipend from the Dependents Education Assistance Program. And they're roughly going to get about $1,500 a pop when they're going to school. So think about that. Look at the state benefits for college. See if your specific state will allow your kid to go to college as a 100% disabled veteran, right? And then have your child apply for the Chapter 35 benefit, which is going to give them a monthly stipend, or your spouse, whoever's going to school, and they'll be sitting pretty good. That is a generational builder right there. That benefit can set your future generation of kids and grandkids off to a great start. The next benefit y'all are looking at is the healthcare. It's going to be called CHAMPVA or CHAMPVA. It's the Civilian Health and Medical Program of the Department of Veterans Affairs. And what this is going to essentially do, because my family has this and I utilize this benefit, is your spouse and your kids are going to be covered by health insurance. There's no monthly premiums that you're going to pay. For example, if you're working a civilian job and they're charging you, I don't know, $800 a month to have your family covered, well, CHAMPVA is going to charge you a big fat zero every month to have your family covered. The only thing is there are some co-pays and there is like a max deductible, $3,000. Like I said, it's kind of confusing. It could be a whole video in itself. I don't have time for it, but that's the gist of it. The only thing is when you become 100% PNT and you don't have health insurance like I did personally, as soon as I found out, I immediately filled out the paperwork that was found on the VA website. I'll leave a link down in the description below, as if I will with all these other sweet benefits. And I filed it or faxed it right away because it will take some time for this benefit to arrive. Your family will receive their own CHAMPVA cards for the health insurance, and then they'll also receive another card in the mail shortly after that, and that's going to be their RX or their prescription card. So each family member is going to end up with 2 cards. They're all going to end up with the CHAMPVA card, and then they're all going to end up with a prescription card. But don't waste time when filing for this benefit, because it took about 6 or 7 months for all the paperwork to finally come through from the date I filed. And I did not have health insurance. Just keep that in mind. As soon as you get it, file for this benefit. Getting lower on the totem pole, but still great benefits. If y'all like to spend any time outdoors, I'm talking about all the hunting and fishing guys out there, go get your fishing and hunting license, okay? Or the sportsman combo. Usually state dependent. Again, if you're a 100% disabled veteran, some states offer free lifetime hunting and fishing licenses. Usually the fishing is just the freshwater. You have to buy the salt water later. It's how they get you. But you will get a free lifetime hunting and fishing license depending on your state. Some states may just give you a free yearly hunting and fishing license. That's the sportsman combo. Or other states, such as Virginia, will issue you a lifetime hunting and fishing license. And like I said, those are expensive, especially if you're paying for them every single year. Or as far as the hunting and fishing license for the lifetime, can run about $500. So there's another $500 benefit right there. Go spend some time outdoors. It's good for you. It's probably good for your family, and it's good to get away from this crazy society and just reset your brain. I hear it's pretty good for your mental health if you're out there fishing a lot. And since we're on the topic of spending time outdoors and enjoying quality time with your family and the natural elements, y'all need to look at a free National Parks Pass. With this National Parks Pass, you and all the occupants of your vehicle will get into any national park for free. Technically, you don't have to be 100% disabled to get this benefit, but if you end up with 100%, you might as well go get this Parks Pass, go see Yellowstone, all the other national parks there are, spend some time outdoors, take the family out, and enjoy it while you can, because you're going to be able to get into these parks for free, and if you have your family in the car with you, they're getting in free also. Beware though, when you're filing for the National Parks Pass, there's a couple of them. There's going to be a military one, there's going to be an active duty one, and there's going to be a disabled person one. You're looking at filing for the disabled person one because you're going to get a placard on your vehicle. It's a quick identification that allows you to basically park where you need to park inside of the national park. All right, and last but not least, property tax on your vehicles. If y'all live in a state that charges a yearly property tax on your vehicles, well, sometimes, depending on your state, you may be exempt up to 1 vehicle for property tax. For example, if you live in a state like Virginia and you have to pay property tax on your vehicles every year, you do get one vehicle to be canceled out, and you are no longer paying property tax on that said vehicle, depending on what year and model make it is. And I've seen some of you DVs driving around okay with your disabled veteran license plates. You always got the AMG Mercedes or the G-Wagon, or you got the brand new 2500 HD pickup truck with the Duramax diesel in it. I know those things have a hefty property tax, but when I see y'all's DV plates on them, it makes me smile because I know you're not paying property tax on that vehicle. And good for you for exercising that benefit. Well, I hope this information helped y'all out and kind of brought your attention to some of the benefits that you may already know about, or some that you may be missing out on. There are a couple others out there. I just don't have time to go through an entire list, but I will leave links down in the description for the few of the topics that I talked about. If this video helped y'all out, please pass it along to another veteran that may not be fully aware of what their 100% PNT benefits are. And if you would, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. And for now, ramp up, Redcon 1, we rolling out.